Welcome everyone to practice. My name's Kimberly. Today's class is all about shedding stress, any anxiousness, embracing change, and watching the mind as we move through transitions, move through areas of our lives that we're unsure, maybe a little restless or anticipating what's to come. There's been a lot of that in my life, so this one is very helpful for me. We're going to use the breath. We're going to get into just some shorter flows, cycling through different breaths. And from that, being able to anchor ourselves in the experience. So I hope you enjoy this one. I don't think you'll need anything. If you enjoy today's class, like and subscribe to my channel. You can leave me any questions or comments in the comment box below. I always love to hear from you. So we're going to get started right away using Kapalabhati Breath. So it's that forceful pumping of the breath in and out through the nose. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to. Okay, so the first round is going to be more of a higher intensity type of interval. Step out to a lateral lunge, and then inhale center, and then exhale step out. Kapalabhati. As you step in, if you want to make it a little more powerful, little hop. But keep your hips low, really sit back. It might take you a few rounds just to feel like you're in your body. Get your balance, turning on your outer hips, your core, getting the blood pumping. So the Kapalabhati is also a great tool just to connect to your core. That's that pumping of the diaphragm. Let's do 3 more each side. That's 3, 2, last one. And then stay low. We're just going to hop and squat. You can omit this by straightening the knees, but weight in heels. Last 5 seconds. And then come to stand. Shake out the legs. Turn to the top of the mat. And then reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward and soften. Good, heart rate is up. You're awake. And then step your left leg back. Come to your runner's lunge. Take an easy twist. Right arm up. And now we'll be syncing breath to movement. Bring your right hand down. Take an inhale. As you exhale, come to standing splits. Inhale, runner's lunge, and come to crescent lunge. Reach the arms up. And then exhale, standing splits. So just those 2 poses, but linking breath to movement. And you can go as fast as or slow as you'd like. And notice how the physical sensations in your body want to pull you away from the breath. Maybe move a little more slowly if you need to. So you can feel yourself anchor back. Into the experience through the breath. Linking. and syncing the breath to the movement as well as the transitions. On this next standing splits, hold. And this is our held pose. So as you drop in, I want you to take a 4-count breath in and a 4-count breath out. You might close your eyes. And if it's comfortable, you can even linger, maybe make it a 5 to 6-count breath out. Really working on stretching out your lung capacity, letting your brain drop. As you exhale, slowly step back to runner's lunge, and then float your right leg high. Just bend the knee and open the hip. Let the blood rush back. You might circle the ankle. And then set the foot down. So we're going to switch up the interval for the second side. From your downward dog, I want you to crouch and bend your knees. And then look forward, exhale to plank. Inhale, exhale. So we're just going into that crouch and forward to plank. Exhale as you come forward. Now, if you want to add on, you can take the hop and land back in dog. But keep it going, so just hopping up lightly and landing lightly, breathing out as you do that. Come back to Kapalabhati. Last 10 seconds. Pretend you love it. Downward facing dog. And then just step your left foot between your hands there. Take a moment just to open the chest, left arm up. And then bring that hand down. Take an inhale, runner's lunge. Exhale, standing splits. Float the right leg. And then step back. Lift the torso, crescent lunge, arms high. That's your breath in. Exhale, standing splits. And then slow down the breath here. Find your balance. Feel the support of that left leg. Feel the footprint as you come up to crescent lunge. And the support, the whole left leg as you fold over it. Really connecting to your body. Connecting to the breath. Dissolving whatever was with you in the mind. Feeling more anchored in the moment. Hold on your next standing splits. And then drop your head. And then start to stretch out the breath now. So the conscious breath in, 4 counts. And a 4-count breath out. Maybe longer if you can comfortably do that. So not grasping or forcing. But softening as you stretch out the breath, working into a deeper capacity. Take one more full breath. And then step back through runner's lunge. Just sweep your left leg up, bend the knee and open the hip. And then set the foot down. Downward facing dog. Just take a full breath there. Second round, come into side plank on the right hand. And then cross your top leg in front. And then we're going to bend our knees and squat back. And then exhale, shoulder over wrist. So inhale, squat. Exhale. And then Kapalabhati. Doesn't matter what that top arm is doing. Really pull the breath in on the inhale so you linger a little. And then forcefully breathe out. Really sitting your hips back towards your heels, hugging your right shoulder in the socket the whole time. If you want to add on, you can float that right leg. Maybe tap elbow to knee as you come to side plank. But don't let it pull you away from your breath just by trying to make the movement more complicated. So for me, I'm happy here. We tend to lose the integrity once we think too hard about, are we working hard enough? Last 3, 2, and 1. Good. Come to high plank pose. And then drop your forearms down. And then step your feet a little wider apart. And then we're going to stretch out the breath. So take an inhale and lift the front ribs. As you exhale, heels to the right, bend your knees, squat. Inhale, shoulders over elbows. Come to center, exhale, heels to the left, squat. Inhale, center. So it's not Kapalabhati, but linking the inhale, forearm plank, to the exhale as you squat. And try to hover there, feeling all that lateral stabilization. As you just hover through that hip and knee and squat the hips back. So you come to center, breathe out fully, and lift the front ribs up. Soften the neck. And if the breath is ragged or uneven, just slow it down. Slow down the movements. You have all the time in the world. Good. Come to center. And then rest your knees down. Press to your palms. Downward dog. And then step to Malasana. If you can need to, you can sit on a block, but lift the chest. And then lengthen the breath here. I like to close my eyes. Hug your shoulder, heads back. Take a 4-count breath in. Maybe a 5 count breath out. 4 count breath in. Lingering upon that exhalation. So let yourself land here. Notice the experience. Take one more full breath. And then release your hands, fold forward. You can turn the feet parallel. Drop the head. Inhale and lengthen. And then second side, just step back to side plank. So you'll cross your right foot in front. Hug your left shoulder in the socket. Take an inhale. As you exhale, squat. Inhale up. And then switch to breath. So inhale, squat. Hover, and then exhale. So trying to linger on that inhale without losing the integrity of your left shoulder, hugging in the socket. Cinch all around the waist. If you need more, elbow to knee is that bottom leg threads. You're really pushing through that right foot. Keep the integrity, left shoulder. Keep the integrity, breath. Almost there. Good. Come to plank. Keep your hands down for this one. We're going to do the same thing. Hug your shoulders in the socket. Same thing as the first round, but on our hands. Take your heels to the right. Bend your knees, and then hover your elbows, or keep the arms straight, but plug your shoulders in the socket. Inhale to plank. Heels to the left, hover your hip, hover your elbows. Inhale to plank. So the hands stay down the whole time, but you're twisting from your hips, hovering the hip, hovering the knees, and just going side to side. Inhale, center. Exhale, hover, suspend. But using this one, even though it's a little more complicated, to try to slow down the breath. Smoothly in and out through the nose. One more each side. Come to plank and then bring your forearms down. You can clasp your hands if you want, or keep your palms flat, but hug your upper arms in their sockets. And then we're going to tap our knees, not set them down, and alternate the tap. So as we inhale, tap for 4. And as you exhale, tap for 4. So again, not setting the knee down, just tapping. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. And you might stretch it out. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 5. And you can add that 5th tap. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 5. One more. Bring your knees down. Child's pose. Let your body land. Lean into the breath. Good. And then come back to downward facing dog. And then inhale, ripple forward to plank. And then back to that interval Kapalabhati. We're going to find mountain climbers. I want you to take 6 under and over. And then 6 same knee to same upper arm. So we're just alternating under and over for 6. And then same side for 6. Almost there. Drop your knees down. Stand on your knees. And we're not going to curl, so lengthen your tailbone down. Bring your hands alongside your hips. Keep your gaze neutral. Hug the front ribs back. Take an inhale. As you exhale, just lean. Inhale, come up. Suspend in the breath. Exhale, lean. Suspend in the movement. Inhale to come up. Tailbone down, exhale. Belly back. If you want to add on, arms up. And then take them to the right. Look to the right as you lean. A little more side core. Inhale. We'll keep that straight line from knees to shoulders. Inhale. Inhale up. And then dolphin. Bring your elbows down. If you need to skip this inversion, child's pose is an option. I think of drawing your heart toward your shins as you push through the elbows and then lift from the top thighs, sits bones. Stay there as you slow down the breath. Maybe lift a leg. 5 count breath in. 5 count breath out. One leg is lifted. I'll tell you when to switch. But just drop the head. Maybe close the eyes. Be in process with the breath. If one leg is lifted, just switch. One more full breath. And then set that foot down if it's lifted. Come into child's pose or virasana, you choose, just for a moment. And then last round. Come right back to downward dog. And then come forward into tabletop and drop your knees. So extend your left leg back as you hug your right hip in. Curl your right toes under. We're going to lift the right knee as we hug left knee in and exhale. And then hover that right knee as you extend the leg back. Inhale. And then exhale, hug it in. And then keep the right knee straight as you cross that right ankle behind the left. So it's hug it in, hover knee, extend, hug it in, and then keep that right leg lifted. Just a little crossing of the legs. Or you can keep the right knee straight the whole time. Twice more. Cross the left leg behind, drop your right knee down, and just sit back for a moment. And then come to side plank, kickstand the right shin behind you. We're going to stretch out the breath. You can stay in modified side plank or stack your heels. Take an inhale. Look to the right thumb. Exhale. Step your left heel to the thumb. Half moon. Inhale. Exhale, side plank. Take an inhale here. We're going to switch up the breath. So our exhale is stepping forward and opening into half moon. Inhale to side plank. Use your exhale to transition, and you might be out of air. Half moon. Just suspending. Inhale, open side plank. Slow down that exhale to support you. Stepping and opening, half moon. And it should feel quite nice there as you sync up the breath with this movement. Just lean into that support. Find the bottom of that breath out as you open into half moon. And hug the belly back. Twice more. Side plank, take a breath in, and then come to wild thing. And then suspend. So you might turn your right hand out, draw your shoulder blades together, drop your head, take a deep breath in, and a deep breath out. Twice more. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. Inhale for 4. And use your exhale to slowly come out. Downward facing dog. Good. Bring your knees down there. Hug your shoulders in their sockets. And then stretch your right leg back. Curl your left toes under. We're going to hug right knee to right arm as you lift your left knee. Hover the left knee, float the leg back. Inhale. Exhale, knee to upper arm. And then just cross that right ankle and sweep your leg to the left. Hug it in, sweep it back, hug it in, cross the legs. Kapalabhati. Can you focus on the breath? Just venting, shedding, releasing any anxiousness. Any stress, anything that's been weighing you down mentally. Last one. Cross, bring that left knee down, and just sit back for a moment. And then inhale to side plank, kickstand the left shin behind. And stretch your right arm up. You can have the knee down through this whole thing or stack. Take an inhale. Use your exhale to step the right foot forward. And then open to half moon. It's going to feel weird at first, but see if you can slow down the breath. Inhale to side plank. Pause at the top and then exhale slowly. Transition. Hold the breath out as you open to half moon. Inhale to side plank. Exhale to step forward and open up. And keep it going. Indulge yourself in the experience of the breath. Instead of the mind dragging you away from the breath, because you might be trembling or shaking. Know that the breath will support you. Find your half moon. Inhale to side plank. And then wild thing. Turn the left foot out, maybe even the left hand out. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. If it's comfortable, look toward your right hand. And then see if you can take a 5, maybe a 4 count breath in. Lift from the sides of the heart, and then suspend on the breath out. Feel every cell, every fiber of your tissues, your muscles, absorbing the shape, this big opening in the front body. Soften your jaw. Take one more full breath. And then use your core, slow, slow, slow. Downward facing dog. Good. Draw your hips back. Just take a full breath there. Look to your hands. Take an inhale. Step or hop feet to hands. Soften the knees, rise to stand. Stretch the arms high. And then exhale to fold forward and down. Inhale and lengthen. Let's take our first vinyasa. You can always skip it. Step back to plank, hinge forward, chaturanga. Maybe to the belly. Shoulders back, inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come back to that ease of the breath. And coming to our flow portion of class. Take an inhale, look to your hands. Step our hot feet to hands. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Rise to stand, breathe in. And exhale to fold forward and down. Step your right leg back. Inhale, crescent lunge. Good. Exhale, plant your palms, stretch your left leg up and back. Take a breath in. And then lean your weight towards your hands. You can step or hop and switch off your right leg. We're coming to revolve crescent lunge with the left leg forward. Connect knee to elbow. Twist from your belly. Open through the chest. And use all those tools we honed to come back to your breath. Especially during these more familiar parts of our flow. Take your last full breath. If you're in a bind, thumbs back to heart, we're going to come up and over, open sided mat, right to side angle, right side. Bring your elbow to your knee, and then stretch your arm up, flip the palm, find a half bound side angle, hand inside your foot. Hug your right hip in. Roll your left shoulder open. Maybe a full bound side angle. Breathe that length into the side bodies here that have worked so hard for you. It's interesting how such strong poses can actually counter those deep stabilizing muscles. If you're in a full bound variation, bring your hand down. We're just going to straighten our right leg and come to Trikonasana. Walk your hand up the shin. Firm your right hip in. Lift through the right side body. And if you want any other variation of the arm, go for it. Good, and then just soften your right knee. Come into reverse warrior there. Take an inhale. Warrior two, exhale. Inhale, keep the hips and the legs, just reach your arms up and look up. Exhale, sit in lower, stretch your arms apart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Drop the hips. Reach the arms out. Inhale. Feel the legs. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Now hold here as you reach through the fingertips. I want you to actively hug your upper arms into their sockets. You're engaging through the triceps a little, engaging through the chest. And you're really active through the very ends of the fingers, not breaking the wrists. And feel the whole body in connection to the breath here. And the power of that connection. Take one more full breath. On your exhales, cartwheel your hands down. Take your right leg up and back. Bend the knee, open the hip. You can flip your dog or just stay in down dog. Roll the hip open. Full breath in. Good. And then exhale, you're taking it to half pigeon. Right knee to right palm. Shin. And foot behind left. Walk your fingers back, lift the chest. Take a breath here. Good. And then exhale, fold forward. Carve out the awareness of the effects. So I'm watching, observing the breath. Stay, or if you'd like, come up, maybe find a quad stretch. And then plant your palms back down. We're going to take that right leg across to our left. Hug the skin of the right hip back there. Stretch your chest forward and just lengthen. And then squeeze your thighs together actively as you reach your left arm forward. Take a full inhale. And then you'll hinge forward more to step the left foot over towards the elbow. You can connect them. And then step forward of the leg. Standing splits on the left foot. Do whatever you want with that right hip. You can roll it open. Maybe pull the thigh in as you fold. And then you choose. Step back, vinyasa, if you want to play with an inversion. Notice if you hold your breath, if you choose to get upside down. Where's your breath? Feel your endpoints. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath. Look to your hands, inhale. Step or hop feet to hands. Take an inhale and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Rise to stand. Exhale, fold forward and down. And then step your left leg back. Inhale, runner's lunge. Exhale, plant your palms, float your right leg high. Take an inhale, bend your knee, open your hip. Stretch the leg straight, square off your hip, and then hop and switch your step. Lean your shoulders over your wrists. And then coming to revolve, crescent lunge. Left knee, right thigh. Stay or find a deeper twist. And feel that effect of a kind of a stretch through the outer hip as you hug it back and in. And then work deeper from the belly to rotate open. Should feel like you're leaning back a hair. As you lift through that left hip and left thigh. Maybe suspend on the breath in. Linger on the breath out. If you're in a bind, start to come out. Look to your right foot and then come up and over. Left side angle, elbow to knee. Right arm up and then flip the palm and just find the half bound variation. Roll your right shoulder open and find that same effect of leaning your bottommost rib back. Left hip in. And give a nice push into the right foot. Maybe go for a full bound side angle. Eccentrically lengthening and strengthening as you breathe. Use the breath as a way to transition this experience from being a place where you become restless or uninspired to maybe reawaken, re-inspire, reinvigorate your spirit. Release your bind if you have it. Keep the half bind, right arm behind you. Just straighten your left leg. Walk your hand up the shin. You can shorten your stance a little for triangle pose. Try not to lay on that left shin, however. Lift through the left side body. Lift through the right inner thigh. And then make it your own if you want any other bind or arm variation. That's what I love about this practice is there's so many ways to make it yours. Even if you're doing every pose I say, you can still tap into your authentic self. Not just conforming, not just taking direction. Start to bend into the left knee there. Take an inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior two. Just make sure you have enough space between your feet so you can sit your hips down really low. And then lift lift through the muscles of the legs as you lengthen the tailbone down. Keep that inhale, reach the arms up. Maybe watch them press. And then exhale, reach the arms out. Inhale, arms up, spine long. Exhale, sink in a little lower. Twice more, inhale. And exhale. One more, inhale. And then exhale. And then rather than pulling your arms out their sockets, hug them in slightly. And then draw your shoulder blades together. Knit your front ribs back. Try not to break your wrists. And gaze over your left fingertips. Slow, steady, calm. Full breath in. And then exhale, cartwheel your hands down or take it to wild thing or just open your hip. Nice. And then exhale to half pigeon. Left leg forward. Right leg back. Lift your chest as you inhale, and then walk it out as you exhale. Stay there or lift up and come into a quad stretch variation. And then slowly walk your hands in if you're in the fold. Just take your left leg over to the right so the legs are crossed. Plant your palms. And then hug the skin of the left hip back. Squeeze the thighs together. Lengthen the center line as you reach your right arm forward. And keep hugging your left hip back. 3, 2, hinge forward, lean the weight into that left blade of foot, left hand, right knee towards right elbow to step it down. And then roll that left hip open if you want, standing splits. Maybe just fold right in center, maybe thigh to chest. And then inhale, plant the palms, step back. Or take your exit. Downward facing. Before you reach for anything, just take a full breath there. And then hop through to a seat. Or just simply bring your knees down. Great. And then come to your back. And then feet flat. I just want you to take them off to the right. If you want any other variation of your twists, go ahead. And then second side, draw the knees to the left. And then just unravel and come into Shavasana. Make yourself comfortable. Take a big breath in, out through the mouth. And underneath any anxiousness or restlessness or tension, underneath those states of the mind, resides a well of calm. Notice how your body welcomes that. And when you're ready, just take a moment to come to a seat. And pause. Just noticing. Noticing any shifts. And just marking that change. Carry it with you your day ahead. Thank you for sharing. Namaste.